Eminem released the Marshall Mathers LP to frantic commercial response on May 23rd of 2000.
May I have your attention, please?
On the strength of the blockbuster first single, The Real Slim Shady, the album sold well over 3.5 million copies in its first month.
The return of the... Oh, wait, no, wait, you're kidding. He didn't just say what I think he did he?
And that's not no Cinderella kind of album either. That record is hardcore. It just shows that America loves that. Sex, money, and murder.
When I was just a little baby boy, my mama used to tell me these crazy things.
But as the album detonated over mainstream America, civil rights groups raised their red flag. They believed M's venomous lyrics were sending a dangerously violent message to a very impressionable audience.
Eminem's satirical argument assumes a level of sophistication in his listeners, many of whom are not old enough to get a driver's license.
You don't want to f*** with me. Girls, you ain't nothing but a slut to me. Bitch, I'ma kill you.
A bevy of irate factions bit back at both the rapper and his record label. Gay rights activists pressured label bosses, radio, and retailers to refrain from promoting the record.
We sit back and we wonder, where is their responsibility, corporate responsibility to the listeners, to the parents who are out there and hearing the promotion of Eminem?
Other groups testified at Senate hearings and organized boycotts aimed at getting M's record off the shelves.
I never knew I.
Can you imagine that the entire industry honors this man whose work is so hateful?
I tricked you.
Artistic expression and freedom of speech only can go so far before you have Miss Cheney knocking at your f***ing door.
Hi, how you doing?
People react in a positive way, in a negative way, but that's the way our system's set up. It's freedom of the press, freedom of speech.
I have the right to remain violent. Anything I say can and will be used against you.
Wake up, get a sense of humor. We're trying to censor music. This is for your kids' music.
Like anybody with half a brain should be able to listen to it and see that that's what I'm trying to do. Is push your buttons.
No.
With the Marshall Mathers LP sparking heated debates nationwide.
What if I came up with a rap song that was against African Americans? How would you feel?
M joined Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg on the Up in Smoke tour in June of 2000.
What in the world gives me the right to say what I like and walk around flipping the bird, living the urban life like a white kid in the burbs?
In keeping with the nothing sacred motif of his album, M's nightly sets involved ritual abuse of pop culture effigies.
What M did was he added some extra features that they normally don't have, and then, brought them out on stage and proceeded to throw them in the crowd so the crowd could bounce them around like beach balls.
Among M's other onstage targets was an inflatable likeness of his estranged wife, Kim.
So long, bitch, you did me so wrong. I don't wanna go home.
He was like, I know you guys heard a lot of things about, me and my wife, and, we're having these problems, but my wife, Kim, is here. And I mean, the crowd was like, oh, yeah. And then he comes out with the blow-up doll, and it went from, claps to ahs and explosions.
On July 7th of 2000, the Up in Smoke tour rolled into M's hometown of Detroit. Kim Mathers attended the show. Later that evening, months of anger and tension came to a head. She went home and slit her wrists. Kim's suicide attempt failed. 1 month later, Eminem filed for divorce. M's personal life was circling the drain, and his rhymes mirrored every tragic step. He followed the radio-friendly Real Slim Shady with the brooding The Way I Am.
I don't mean to be mean, but that's all I can be. It's just me, and I am whatever you say I am.
In one verse of The Way I Am, Eminem came to the defense of a fellow media target.
When a dude's getting bullied and shoots up at school and they blame it on Maryland. And the heroin, where were the parents at?
Shock rocker Marilyn Manson had been blamed for inspiring the massacre at Colorado's Columbine High School in April of 1999.
He was catching a lot of heat at the time, so I figured I would maybe take some off him and bring it on me. It did kind of make people realize how ridiculous it was that I got blamed for so much, and it probably made a bunch of people take a second look and think, oh, well, if Eminem mentioned this, maybe this is something that's might be of interest to me.
Remember me!
Beyond the Way I Am, the Marshall Mathers LP was littered with references to the Columbine tragedy.
Came home and somebody must have broken the back window and stole 2 loaded some both of my trench coats.
M's gory musings on the event vaulted the rapper further into the critics' crosshairs.
I can't believe this many eyes are on me. I think it's hilarious.
But all the heat only fueled the LP's momentum.
The more bad press that they put up in the air about him, you know, it just sparked a curiosity, like, what is the big deal? And when they got it, they found out what the big deal was.
He's so crazy.
By the end of the Up in Smoke tour in late August, the Marshall Mathers LP had sold over 6 million copies. It had only been out for 4 months.
It's great to be living in a country where you can't say anything you want, put it on a CD, and sell 6 million records of it. I mean, I don't think you can do that anywhere else on the planet.
May I have your attention, please?
That September, M punctuated his iconic status by fronting a massive cast of carbon copies at MTV's 2000 Video Music Awards.
So y'all can sit me here next to Britney Spears, so Christina Aguilera better switch me chairs.
It was crazy that they can find enough guys that want to dress up, dye their hair, and look like him.
And there's a million of us just like me, bust like me, who just don't give a like me.
Did you have to get applicants for that?
The real Slim Shady waltzed off with 2 Moon Men. One for Best Male Video, the other for Video of the Year.
So won't the real Slim Shady please stand up, please stand up, please stand up.
1 month later, M joined forces with platinum rap rockers Limp Bizkit and Papa Roach for the Anger Management Tour. M made sure his stage set, like his album, struck close to home.
Bringing a replica of the house he grew up in on the stage, you know, is just bringing the audience in closer to, you know, the idea of being one with the artist.
The Anger Management Tour afforded M the opportunity to spit his bile at packed arenas throughout North America. To the disgust of hate speech watchdogs, M's set centerpiece was Marshall Mathers' thumping Criminal.
My words are like a dagger with a jagged edge. Stab you in the head, whether you're a bagger